Hey, what's up, y'all? It's KBR Sports, the best sports talk show of your 24-hour day. I'm your host, Brendan Abbin, with my two co-hosts, with Rashad Pennell to my left and Kyler Lewis to my right. It's WODU Studios, the best in college radio. We're gonna get right into it. We have a slew of topics for y'all today. Starting off, we're gonna talk about the Golden State Warriors and the amazing run they're on right now. 20 wins straight this season, and then even 20 plus more wins going into like last season. Like they've won 85 of the last 100 games. Like that's crazy. That's incredible. And then we're also gonna get into UNC beating Maryland. UNC haven't been ranked ninth because of their loss to Northern Iowa, and then Maryland being ranked second. But this was the debut game of Marcus Page, so we're also going to get into that. We'll do our predictions and everything, and we'll just do our laps around both leagues. So jumping right, well, actually, we'll start off with the Bean, Kobe Bean Bryant, because me and Rashad were lucky enough to be in attendance yesterday at the Wizards game when the Wizards played the Lakers, and it was a game. It was a vintage Kobe Bryant game. It was a game that you watch and you're like, man, Kobe. It was like a flashback Kobe. Like you watched it. He had 31 points. He was 10 of 24 shooting. He was 4 of 11 from three. But the shots he hit and the degree of difficulty in the shots he was hitting, you were just like, man, like this is like the crowd was, the atmosphere and everything was honestly crazy. Like, I mean, we're not gonna spend too much time on it because we did this talk about Kobe the other day, but it's like it was honestly amazing because you sit there and you think about it. You're like, man, like of all the games, like we were lucky to have been in attendance at that game because he just played at Philly the night before. Like, he was playing a back-to-back. He's played 4 games in 5 nights essentially, and he was playing a back-to-back. And in Philly, he didn't shoot the best that he shot. And then just so happens the game against Washington in DC, he shows up. I mean, Rashad, how did you feel about the game and then the atmosphere when we were there and how it felt to be there as a Laker fan?
It was crazy because like when you was there at the game. And you just see how many Lakers fans. You honestly felt like it was a home game for the Lakers. Like it was so many Lakers fans there, like so much Kobe chant.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen like John Wall get booed at a Wizards game. Like he's there getting booed. Like I'm crazy. I'm like, yo, Kobe does that. Like Kobe at the game. But actually watching that team, I understand why Kobe shoots that many shots now. Like just seeing how that offense runs, I'm just like, wow. And I don't want to keep going because don't get me started on Roy Hibbert, man. Don't get me started on Roy Hibbert. Yeah. Kobe, you continue shooting your shots. I'm so blessed to see him get 31 there with us in attendance. Last chance to ever see him play. It was just great. Like we saw his best game this season and get the W. Like got his 3rd win with us there. Like
got a t-shirt.
Hey, got a t-shirt. He got the t-shirt.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't have the money for that though. Bro. I was like, I sure do look official, but that money though. But yeah, it was just a great experience, man. Being there and seeing it, just being there, like seeing how much people love Kobe Bryant, like how much his career made like impact on the NBA. It was a great feeling, man.
Yeah, and like another point to that, like it being there, like you saw how. You saw how other players like took it in with like it being his last game, like their last chance to play him there at their home, they're on their home court. Like I saw a quote like from ESPN where they said Kobe. Well, it was on. I remember this play because they had to review it when John Wall got the ball in a fast break and Kobe fouled him, and they were looking to see if it was a clear path foul. And Kobe had said to John Wall, he's like, John, if I was 23, I still wouldn't have caught you. And John was like, yeah, whatever age you were, it wouldn't have mattered. And it's like it's crazy because you're just sitting there thinking like these guys really do take it. Like Bradley Beal didn't have his best game; he had like 11 points at the end of the game. But you sit there and they relish in the fact that they got to play Kobe and they're in the presence of greatness. Like you see what he's meant to the fans and these other players because a lot of these players they didn't like a lot of the young players in the game are only about 4 or 5 years older than us, and we're each 21 years old, 22. Mm-hmm. So they're only about 4 or 5 years older than us. So relatively, all of us grew up watching Kobe Bryant. We didn't watch Michael Jordan because by the time Michael Jordan, we got to the age where we even knew what was going on in basketball. Michael Jordan was a wizard. So we didn't see
we missed his prime.
Yeah, we didn't see the vintage Michael Jordan that our parents and our older siblings got to know. So Kobe Bryant essentially has been our Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. And so when these younger players grow up seeing him grew up watching him play. Like D'Angelo Russell even said it. It's Kobe's teammate. D'Angelo Russell said yesterday, he's like, I was a pure fan. And you saw it with D'Angelo Russell on the bench yesterday. When we were there, you saw him getting hype after Kobe hit the shot. Like everybody was going crazy. The stadium was going crazy when he hit like the shot on the elbow against Bradley Beal, like the vintage Kobe fadeaway shot. Like the whole crowd went crazy. Like you would like Rashad said, you honestly would have thought we were in Los Angeles. Like it was legit that Lakered out there. And like there was like we were in a section and there was like Wizards fans like behind us. Like this one guy is like, he was so upset with John Wall and his like late turnover that essentially gave us the game. You just heard that one guy, but then you just see all Laker jerseys around. You're just like, wow. Like one, you realize how Laker fans travel, and then two, you realize just the impact Kobe's had, because I mean this retirement and like the whole place was sold out, and you can only imagine. And even the Philadelphia game on Tuesday night was sold out. So you have to imagine. I mean, nobody's showing up in attendance to watch the 0-18 Philadelphia 76ers go up against the 2 and at the time 14 Los Angeles Lakers. Only reason everybody's showing up is because Kobe Bryant. So you see the impact Kobe's had on, just the whole league. Yeah, the whole league, and just what this retirement announcement has done for everyone. Khaled, do you have anything else to say about it?
I just want to say, like, I read on how much, like, how loud the stadium got, how much like chanting they did. Apparently, there was chanting Kobe's name. Like Rashad said, it was booing John Wall, which is just funny. It's just to see that impact Kobe has on the game, and just to be able to like y'all said, go see a game like for him playing in his last season, probably one of his best performances this season. So I definitely think that my man's Kobe is gonna have a great farewell tour, and it definitely is gonna be amazing to watch him for the rest of the season.
I want to say, ESPN and SportsCenter, when they like do a Lakers game, when they show the highlights, they don't do my man Kobe justice at all. Because actually seeing the shots he missed, how much of them are in and out, it's not even like all they show is like the air balls and stuff on ESPN. But I'm like, majority of his shots are in and out. Like these are shots that he can't help it, they're not falling, they're just in and out, Yeah. So it's just like, yo, Kobe actually, it's just the way the ball rolls means how he shoots. It's not even him.
We saw in the warm-ups, like he doesn't miss. He doesn't miss. Like it was crazy. In the warm-ups, like just watching him warm up, like I'm not gonna lie, I was utterly starstruck. Like if you go on my Snapchat, I was Kobe. Like, I was utterly starstruck. But you see like his like how great, like this man didn't miss like shooting threes in the in pregame warm-ups, and you're just like, what on earth? Like, and how did the air balls and stuff, like you're wondering where. But also you have to remember he's 37 years old, so you're gonna start out the game a certain kind of way. Your legs don't stay with you the whole time. It just so happens this game they did, and he's even noted that. It's not like Kobe's like not cognizant of the fact that sometimes his legs go out from under him. He actually knows it, and he actually had acknowledged the fact that, hey, this game my legs just happened to stay with me. You saw I can make the shots, and you still see you see the flashes of the old Kobe Bryant. So I mean that was, we just wanted to talk about that because I mean it was just a great experience, and I mean you got to pay tribute to Kobe when it's due. I mean you can't get on the man when he shoots 4 of 26 or whatever, or 7 of 26, but then not acknowledge him when he shoots 10 of 24 and essentially helps the Lakers win the game.
He is the Lakers won that game.
He is the big reason the Lakers won the game. But staying in the NBA, we're gonna go on to Jahlil Okafor actually, and just the issues he's been having so far in the past like recent weeks. Like it's just been like constant like issues. Like now he's been suspended for 2 games. And it sucked because he got suspended legit right after their very first win of the season. Like, excuse me. And it's like the Philadelphia 76ers was like, oh yeah, you won for once, young fella. Now you're suspended. I mean, granted, he's been through a slew of like, just troublesome things, like with the brawl that happened last week outside the Boston bar. And it's common knowledge that Jahlil Okafor is 19 years old, and you have to be 21 in order to get into a bar. And then, there's the thing with him speeding on the bridge, going 108 in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. And, then there's also the other thing with the guy that held the gun to his head in the club and everything like that. It's crazy. And so now you see that he gets suspended for 2 games. And you look at that Philadelphia 76ers team, and you can only sit there and wonder, like, there's nobody to really mentor him because the team's relatively young. It's not like what Karl Anthony Towns has with like a Kevin Garnett, where Kevin Garnett's an experienced veteran who can steer you in the right direction. He doesn't really have that. And even, I mean, Coach K said Jaleel's one of the greatest, and Coach K coached Jahlil Okafor 1 year at Duke. He said Jaleel's one of the greatest kids ever. He did a couple of stupid things, so knock him for it. Suspend him and let's move on. Make him learn from it. Don't characterize him based on that. He's a special kid. He's got into a situation, he made a mistake, but they also need to have security. When we are with the U.S. team, everybody has security because they're targets, but he's got to be smart, and he was not. So he's openly acknowledging the fact that Jahlil Okafor did make a mistake, but he's saying, let's not character assassinate a guy just for, a few incidents that have taken place when he's only 19 years old. And it's true. I mean, some of these things, I mean, it's like common knowledge, like, bro, like, you're going to get heckled by people. So don't entertain them. But then in the same vein, you also know that, I mean, you shouldn't be at a bar, like, fighting with people. And I mean, it's also, I mean, it's common sense that you shouldn't be going 108 in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. I mean, how much, it was like, when Paul Walker died, I think it was like a 40-mile-per-hour zone, and they were just going 50, and they went around the bend in the car. They lost control of the car. They were going like 50 or 60 some miles per hour, and they lost control of the car, and they crashed. So you're going 108 in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. Imagine who could have got hurt. So you hear things like that, and it's just like everybody has their own opinion. So y'all, let me hear y'all opinions about Jahlil Okafor, what's going on. Carla, let's start with you. What do you think?
I kind of feel like he's kind of like he's trying to hop into like this celebrity idea of him being a celebrity or whatever. It's persona, the celebrity persona. Trying to get my words out right. And he's trying to like be fast paced and trying to be like this big name guy, and he's just getting to because he made it to the NBA. I think he just needs to relax a little bit, causing bar fights because you got heckled at. I mean, heckling is going it's gonna happen, because you're known in the NBA. You're an NBA player, so you're known, and people are gonna heckle at you. So you just gotta make sure you keep that calm mind. It's because he's younger too, and he's kind of like he's not matured into like the way society like views celebrities or whatever.
Yeah.
So specifically NBA players. So he definitely needs to adjust to that and kind of get his mind right, and kind of like just get humble, a little bit more humble. Stop trying to go 108 on a 40-mile-per-hour zone, which is crazy. You could definitely hurt a lot of people, including yourself. And it's just, my man's is young. I understand he want to live his life and ball out like an NBA player, but you gotta relax.
Not like an NBA player. He is an NBA player.
True. He got to ball. He gonna ball out as an NBA player, but you got to relax. Keep it humble, or you ain't gonna be an NBA player for too long.
All right, Rashad, what do you think?
See, like Khalid was saying, the actual fame part is actually getting to him, because think about it. If he was at Duke and this stuff would happen, he would have been dismissed from the team quickly by Coach K.
Well, I can I comment?
Yeah.
Well, one thing I would say versus that, I mean, when you're at Duke, you're kind of sheltered. Imagine like this. ODU's rather open, if you would say. It's rather open, but Duke isn't as open as ODU, so it's kind of sheltered. So things like this,
Texas A&M isn't either, though.
No, but I'm saying Duke, but Duke is a special. I mean, that's why we saw Johnny Manziel had his issues in college, but you see Duke is sheltered. It's more closed off. So
when he gets out,
now when you're out, and then think about it, this is a 19-year-old kid that just acquired $1 million something from being in the draft, and now you just think about it, he's never really lost before. And now he's part of an organization that's made it a thing to lose. Like they lose for no reason. I don't even know why the Philadelphia 76ers are losing. I don't know if they're trying to do for draft picks. I don't know why they're losing at this point. Yeah, they're just losing. So and think about it, he hasn't lost. He's lost more games in Philadelphia than he's lost in his whole entire basketball career. Yeah. So imagine how that feels. And he's a reigning champion. He's a reigning NCAA champion. So imagine how that feels for a player when you're 19 years old. Now you get millions of dollars. I'm not saying what he's doing is right, but I'm saying, I mean, imagine that like the Philadelphia 76ers had to trade away Michael Carter-Williams because he was reportedly starting to experience depression from being on the team. Like that was your point guard. That was your good piece, and then you had to trade him because he was feeling depressed because they just lose. I mean, you can only lose so much, especially when you have a winning mentality. I don't mean to take up your time like this, Rashad, but you only expect to lose so much when you have a winning mentality. But yeah, go ahead with what you're saying.
Yeah, but I mean, even though it's a closed, you can't really say closed. It's kind of open, but I mean, there's nothing really around it. But you still go to parties and stuff. But I mean, it's just like you got to think about like who the coaches are too, who affects you. Because Coach K is a strong influence coach for probably who he has right now.
Exactly.
So you got to think about like you're giving like this kid is that's what I'm saying. Like this wouldn't have happened with Coach K.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like the fame is getting to him because this definitely wouldn't happen to Duke or he would have been dismissed. So I mean, I can't sit here and say, "Oh, he's a kid, let him do it." No, because that's completely wrong. Like you know to make smart decisions. You grow up like getting like values taught to you. Like you don't go to he didn't go to parties fighting at Duke. He don't go to parties fighting at club now. Like why are you doing that? Why are you speeding 108? Like you got to know your life is on the line when you do stuff like that too. But I mean, I don't know. It's just this is actually a kid who I didn't think was gonna be like this coming into the league. Honestly, dog. Like seeing him play at Duke and stuff, I was like, this is a nice kid, well-behaved kid, know what to do, right things and stuff like that. Can eventually be a good role model for people. But now seeing him now, I'm just like, I don't know. And I don't know if going to Philadelphia has something to do with it, like being there.
I think being in Philadelphia is what it is, because like you said, like this wouldn't happen at Duke. Like, and that's one thing, it's all about leadership. He doesn't have any leadership on the 76ers. Duke, you have leadership. You had a guy like Quinn Cook, who was a great leader on that team, who was a senior leader on that team. Philadelphia, there's nobody. He's the leader of that team. So when your leader is the 19-year-old kid coming out of college, I'm not saying what he's done is right, but let's not like talk about he's not this role model and stuff when he's only made like a few mistakes and he's in a world that he's never been in. Think about it. We're talking about Duke, like he's in a, the reason why Duke is so protected because they're still kids in college. Mm-hmm. You're an adult when you're in the NBA. The NBA is a man's game. Nobody's gonna coddle you in the NBA, but you need veteran leadership to teach you, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this. That's why you don't hear the rumblings with Karl-Anthony Towns because he has Kevin Garnett. You don't hear nothing about D'Angelo Russell because he's got Kobe Bryant and whoever else on the team. You don't hear anything about Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, I don't know what Kristaps would do out here because he's in New York, but he's got Carmelo Anthony and he's got Derek Fisher, a great coach. But you got Brett Brown, who's taking over this Wizards team, and they're relatively just a losing team. So I can't like put it all on Jalil. I mean, the common sense kicks in. You got to know what you're doing from right and from wrong. But in some aspects, I'm like, this losing organization doesn't help either. Like when you're in a winning organization, things like this don't happen. Like if Jalil Okafor was on the Cleveland Cavaliers, I really, really, really doubt this would have happened.
But he has LeBron James.
That's the point. That's exactly my point. You have a leader. All you need is a winning organization. No, I'm saying you need you see how I listed that, right? I'm just talking about you have a leader. I'm not talking about. I'm just saying you had a leader. That's why I listed all those players. Every team I listed has a negative record. The Timberwolves have a negative record. The Lakers do. I don't know about the Knicks. I think they might be even, or they're right like 2 games under 500 because they won last night. But all the teams I listed, they're not great teams. The only reason I listed Cavaliers also is because they have a great leader in LeBron James. Like you have somebody that will reel you in and keep you on like your mindset right, and they won't let you get out of line. That's why I can't put all that on Jalil Okafor because I mean, how much can you? Cause imagine if we were all given this $1 million some dollars, and you're expected to be the leader and anchor of this franchise, and then you come in expecting to win. You've never lost like that before, and then you just start losing, and you want to win so bad, and it's like you're looking around at guys like, y'all don't have a problem with losing like this.
That's not gonna make me go through 108 in the 40.
No, I'm not saying, but
it's gonna cause you to do something.
No, I'm saying, but you can't say we don't know that. You see, everybody handles something. We've all made mistakes in our own way. It's that we don't have $1 million to make those mistakes. We don't have celebrity fame to make those mistakes. I'm pretty sure.
But the same mistakes he made, we can make. There's nothing.
No, but no,
we have. I'm saying go do it in. We have.
No, but we don't have people. We don't have people heckling us.
And we're not in the same.
Yeah, exactly. We're not in the same environment. He's a celebrity. There's a difference.
You get looked at and being expected to win and like carry the team.
Like they just lost to the Celtics, and then he's out there in the Boston bar. This dude's heckling him. They're picking on him about it. And you don't have. He didn't have security at this point in time. And he just now got security, which is kudos to you because you got security because after these incidents. And you're getting heckled by these people. We can go out anywhere. Nobody's gonna say anything to us. Nobody's gonna bother us about nothing. We don't have to play a game, this basketball game every night. He does. Shoot, I'm pretty sure even some college players have experienced it when people heckle them maybe, and they're not having the greatest season. They were like known as a winning team or known as a winning player. Like it's so different to say when you have that money. what you do with that money. And then when you have that fame or when you have that cachet, what's going to come with it? It's a tricky thing. I mean, I wish the best for him because, I mean, you're essentially Philadelphia's centerpiece now. I mean, they're building everything around you. So
you said the same thing about Nerlens Noel's building everything around you.
I don't know. Nah, cause remember nobody really Nerlens fell. Remember they took him as a rim protector. He fell. That Joel Embiid, they were trying to build around him, but he got hurt or he's been hurt. So that's. But Jaleel Okafor has actually played well. So I mean, but the team is nothing to show for it. You're 1-9 or 1-18. So that's it is what it is. But staying in the association, we'll talk about the Golden State Warriors and their incredible start so far to the season. I mean, 20-0, like it speaks for itself. Like they just don't lose. Like, and the thing is, like when you like what Steph Curry's doing to people, it's
you know the way Steph Curry's playing right now. Do you know his stats? He about to win. He could possibly win the MVP again, another NBA championship, break the Bulls record, and have the scoring title.
And he can win most improved player.
My man outscored the Hornets in the third quarter.
He's the most improved player.
That's what they say right now?
Yeah, he's the most improved player.
How can he be the most improved player when you won the MVP last season, though?
That's just how great he is. That's honestly just how great he is. He actually has improved.
I mean,
he's improved.
Like 22 to 30 something, 31.
He sits out in fourth quarters. Like he dropped 40 last night on 18 shots and sat out the.
But yeah, outscored the whole Hornets team in the third quarter by himself.
24-17. He scored 24 straight points. Like I don't think people realize how crazy that is. And like he took 18 shots. If you times 18 by 2, that's 36. How? Like, and he didn't even hit all those shots. So that's the thing. And he ended up with 40 points. That just shows you how accurate he is from three. Like he shot 8 of 12 of threes, I think, for the game. Oh, I have the box score right here. He was 14 of 18, and I think he was he 8 of 12? Yeah, he was 8 of 11. He was 8 of 11 for threes. So it's like he shot 72% from 3-point. Like, why? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why? Like, how do you? He shot 4 free throws. Like, how does this total out to 40?
He shot 4 free throws.
He only shot 4 free throws. So how did he get? So he hit 8 threes. So that's 24 points
plus the 4 free throws.
That's a lot of points, man. I just don't know. Like he didn't even play in the fourth quarter. Like.
And he still dropped 40.
Still dropped 40.
How do you have? You're what? 20 games in, 6 of those games you already scored 40 points. You know, it takes somebody a whole 82 games to score 6 40-point games. He's already done it.
Last person to do it, actually.
The Bean.
Kobe Bryant. So, what do you guys think about this like hellacious streak the Warriors are on, and when do y'all actually see them possibly losing? Like,
honestly, their first loss will be to a team that none of us will expect.
You think?
I think it's not going to be a good team. It's just going to be one of those sorry teams that they just was off.
I don't know.
They just was off, and it's just
they don't look off to me.
I know what I'm saying. It's going to be a game. They just think about it. Do you know how amazing you have to be to shoot like this for 82 games? That's like, bro. That's like putting your game on rookie on 2K and just torching every game. Like even then, there's a game where you don't torch.
No, it's like
there's gonna be a game they don't torch. It's gonna be against a bad team for some reason.
Well, I mean, there was a close game the other night.
The Toronto had a close game as well, and I think it was only won by 5.
They won by 3
against the Raptors.
Wasn't it 106-1?
The game a few days ago was like they won by 3 points. It was like the closest margin they've won by. I was like, man, we talking about that. Like, I mean, they won at the end of the day. Like, who cares? Like, it's like,
they still won.
Like, it doesn't matter.
Still got 20 wins.
You know what I'm saying?
No
like,
losses.
I feel like the NBA and ESPN and all them come up with these stats, just for stats. The Warriors won by 3 points, the closest margin they've ever won by.
They're just trying to justify.
What kind of crap is that?
They're just trying to find any way to not let them win. They're trying
to find any way to make them seem like they're not as great as they are. That's basically what it is.
Like
3 points, they won though.
I feel like people are giving them the credit, but like it's like I feel like some of these stats I hear, like I never forget when sometimes I hear just this random stat when I'm watching the NBA game. Like it'll be like this player is the first player to score like 2 points within 2 seconds of the game. And I'm just like, what does that matter? Like,
what you mean?
Like it's so irrelevant. Like they just say stats sometimes. I'm like, I don't even care. Like, I'm like, it's interesting, I guess, but like, I'm not thinking about this.
It's not like
trying to watch the game.
Like, and this is the kind of tear Steph Curry's on. Like, this like metric I see, it says he's made like so far he's the fastest player in NBA history to reach 100 3-pointers made in a season. The previous record he's reached 100 3-pointers in 20 games. The previous record was Ray Allen, and he reached that in 31 games, and that was the 2005-2006 season. Like
that's 11 games.
That's 11 games. So it's essentially you're pretty much guessing he's gonna break his own 3-point record again. He's gonna break his own 3-point record again.
That just shows his improvement.
The Warriors, man, why does he have so many 20-point quarters? This is his 5th 20-point quarter of the season. Like people
can't nobody stop his shot.
That's not even him. No one can stop him. Not even just a shot. They can't stop him.
He's a 65. He's 65.0 effective field goal percentage this season, and it's the highest of any player, averaging over 20 points in NBA history since Wilt Chamberlain the 1966-1967 season. And any player averaging 30 is the highest. That was just for 20 averaging 20 points. He's averaging 33 points. So for any player averaging 33 points, that's the highest. Like their team leads the league in assists, their team leads the league in field goal percentage, their team leads the league in scoring. Like the next team is like the Thunder with like 6 points behind. Like I don't even know what to say.
There's nothing you can do about this team.
So
Steph Curry.
So how are you feeling, Brendan, now about my 73 and 9? How are you feeling about that now?
I honestly, I remember I said it just depends if he gets hurt or not.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only reason I said 69, because if he gets hurt, I mean,
he gotta stay healthy.
That team is good. If Steph Curry's healthy the whole time, they can break the record. But that's like I said, health is a big thing in this NBA game, and they've been very fortunate. Like they've been very that's why LeBron James even said it like a few weeks ago. Like they've been touched by the injury. Like it's kind of like a little jinx kind of thing. Like he was like they've been so lucky not to get injured, but like low key hoping they got injured or something like that. But like he even said it like they've been lucky to not be injured at all, and they really haven't. Like Klay Thompson's been healthy, Steph Curry's been healthy, Harrison Barnes has been healthy, and Andre Iguodala, Sean Livingston is Festus Ezeli, Andrew Bogut, Draymond Green. Like they've all just been healthy. So it's like
Harrison Barnes been hurt.
But like
that's a 12, 15-point scorer though.
But when you have Andre Iguodala come off the bench, it's like how much that's the thing. They're so deep that like the one position they can't lose is just Steph Curry. Like that's the thing. Like, it's essentially they can't lose Steph Curry and they can't lose Draymond Green. Like he might go under the radar of how important he is, but that Draymond Green is essentially he's like the second next to Steph Curry and Klay Thompson interchangeably. He's the second, interchangeably with Klay and Draymond. He's the second best player or second most important player because he's the reason why they can go small, because Draymond Green can guard fives and everything. He when you switch him and pick and rolls, he can guard guards. Yeah, so Draymond Green makes their whole defensive schematic work. He makes their small ball work. He makes everything that the Warriors do that involves small ball. The reason why the Warriors were able to beat the Cavaliers, if Draymond Green wasn't there, it wouldn't have happened in the NBA Finals.
Hey, that's why the man got paid.
That is why he got paid. He deserved his money.
Yeah,
he deserved his money. That's exactly why. So when do y'all see? So let me know when because the next game they have is the Raptors.
The next 5 they're not losing.
Okay, so let me list the next 5 that Rashad had. Because on Mike and Mike, I was listening to this morning. They even said people are sleeping on the Pacers, who are 12-5. And you never know. The Pacers could give them a run for their money. Paul George, low key comeback player of the year.
I think Indiana beat the Clippers last night.
Clippers ain't been playing good this season, B. Honestly, I mean they're still the Clippers, but I mean they're not been playing good this season. I mean they're still the Clippers. I'm not gonna take that. I'm not gonna wash the win or nothing. But
do you think? Let's say they went back to back. They basically have the same team, right?
Yes.
Is that the schedule?
So
this is the schedule.
When they play the Spurs.
That's my question.
Let me go through the schedule first. They play the Raptors next. Then it's the Nets. It's the Pacers, the Celtics, the Bucks, the Suns, the Bucks again, the Jazz, and then they don't play the Cleveland Cavaliers until Christmas Day. And I think Kyrie Irving would possibly be back in the lineup by that time. Him and Iman Shumpert. And then after that, they would play the Kings.
So I see only 2 teams that can potentially win that.
The Pacers and the Cavaliers.
Not even the Pacers. I say the Suns and the Cavs.
Yeah, Suns been playing good.
The Suns is always a team that gives good teams problems. For some reason, it's just something about the Suns. Is that's a team that always gives the good team problems.
It's gonna be a while before they play the Spurs. That's another team that's been playing.
I don't think the Spurs can do it.
You don't think the Spurs can do it?
So what team did you think would beat them?
I was thinking.
You were thinking the Spurs.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I say the Suns and the Cavs are the only
See, for me, the Cavaliers, if Kyrie Irving is there, and
I think
Amon
even
Shumpert.
without Kyrie Irving, they can give them problems.
Because I watched the Cavaliers play. I mean, granted they're like 13-5, so let's not act like they play bad.
But we see what a good point guard can do to the Cavaliers.
Exactly. And when the Wizards went small the other night against the Cavaliers, they struggled so bad. And this is the Wizards. And the Wizards,
that's a team that don't shoot like.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So they went small, and the Cavaliers were just like, oh my gosh, like they didn't know what to do. So imagine going up against the defending NBA champions, and even LeBron stated these guys seem hungrier than we are. So it's like the games I honestly say that they would need to be on guard for is Toronto, the Pacers, and just like you said, the Suns, and then I mean obviously the Cavaliers on Christmas Day, because Toronto's a weird team, because Toronto's that team that you look on the schedule and be like, man, we go over them. But then Kyle Lowry will come out and DeMar DeRozan will come out and just play like amazing. So Valanciunas,
even DeMar Carroll now.
And like you'll like Toronto will just come out and just start balling on you out of nowhere, and you're just confused. And Toronto did match up against them well the last time they played.
Yeah, I mean Toronto. That's actually a good team. That's why I discredited them last season when they were
12-7. They're
12-7. When they was top in the East. I discredited that team. I was like, it's about luck. But now you actually see them play, like that's a really good team.
Nobody ever picked them to win the East though.
Nah. But I mean that's
it's like a team that you say, oh, they're good in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, honestly, that's what
come to the Western Conference.
Like he was first in the East, but would have been like fifth in the West at that time. So
shoot, and then the Hawks came and took it from him. The Hawks came and took it from him. So what was that question you were going to ask me?
Oh, so let's say this team does break the record, win back-to-back titles. Can we put this as like, I mean, I'd say you need 3 titles to become a dynasty, but do you think this team can become one of the greatest dynasties of all time?
I don't think any dynasty is better than what the Chicago Bulls had and what the Magic Johnson Los Angeles Lakers had. And what that Bill, if you want to also count Bill Russell's Celtics, I mean, they won 11 championships in 13 years. Like that's
amazing. One of the top. I mean, I'm not gonna. If you think about it, our kids will probably be like,
because there's a lot.
This generation.
But I'm saying but kids can't just go off things off the present. They have to look at the past. If you're gonna talk about dynasties, like dynasties are all around teams and how well that team dominated in their era. No team has dominated like the Chicago Bulls did. Like the Chicago Bulls era, and they had the best play. Like they won. Like if Michael Jordan had not, and then they even almost got to the finals again after Michael Jordan retired, and they got a fluke call in that Eastern Conference Finals game when they were playing the Knicks, and they got a fluke call on Scottie Pippen, in which they could have gone to the finals again without Michael Jordan. So that shows how great that team was. So,
but you see, there's so many different like. If you want to say like eras of dynasties, because you had like the Magic Johnson era, then you had the Shaq and Kobe era, then you had the Jordan era.
But that's why I'm saying like I don't know like
I feel like this team, if they stay collective, they can actually become. But I'm saying it's kind of how like the Seahawks, how like when they was winning, how we were like, oh, this team could potentially be a dynasty because his defense is that crazy.
But then they lost all their players.
When they lose pieces.
But you see what it takes to be a dynasty though. Like nobody called. Like, essentially, you become a dynasty. You either win 3 straight rings, or you go to the finals repeatedly. LeBron James and the Heat were in the finals 4 straight years. So that's, I mean, I don't know if you want to call them a dynasty, but that's like a dynastic kind of team. Like you were in the finals.
They just didn't win 4
straight times. Kobe and Shaq went to the finals they won 3 straight back-to-back finals. They didn't get to the finals the next year and then lost in the next year to the Pistons. That was a team that was consistently in the finals. Then you go to the Bulls. You go to the Michael Jordan's Bulls. They were just in the finals, bro. They were just in the finals. Like, yeah, you know what I mean. Like
regular season for them was a waste.
Like they camped in the finals. Like
honestly.
And then you have Magic Johnson's Lakers that they were consistently they were always in the finals, but they always played. They either went up against Larry Bird or they went against the Detroit Pistons. Somebody they were always in the finals. So you can say they're a dynastic team. One of the greatest dynasties. I feel like that's like
that's kind of
it takes a lot to become one of the great
but they're setting all these like just crazy numbers.
They're records.
They're breaking records.
The records they're breaking are really impressive. But one of the greatest dynasties, like there was a Laker team I think that won like 33 straight games in itself.
Oh, yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying, like some of these past teams have been great. Like now they're breaking the record is also a big deal. Like that's no like sweeping under the carpet or the rug itself, but that's a big deal. So as far as dynasty, they could be a dynasty, but I would say in order to be a dynasty, in the NBA, you have to at least win either 2 back-to-back rings or at least go to the finals consecutive, like more than 2 consecutive years. Like you're just in there. Like the Miami Heat were just always like think about it. We talked about it on the way to the Wizards game yesterday. LeBron James has been solely like it's been LeBron James' fault that no other team in the Eastern Conference has been to the NBA Finals for the past 5 years. No, but really think about it.
That's kind of true.
Think about it.
LeBron
it's
showed up
LeBron's
every
fault. Like no team has been to the Eastern Conference Finals in the past. Other team that hasn't had LeBron in it has been to the Eastern Conference Finals in 5 years. Like, and then before that, Kobe Bryant. No Western Conference team was in the NBA Finals for 3 straight years because of Kobe Bryant. So you think about it that way, you're just like,
wow. Those players are like
yeah, you know what I mean? Like you sit there, you're like, wow, these teams are really like these guys' teams are really great. Like it's a testament to their greatness in itself. Like people, that's why you gotta appreciate what you're seeing now. Don't try. Everybody always tries to like play it off and like, oh, like they're not as great as this past player. This not as great. They're still
enjoy
great.
It now.
They're still great because now people are realizing, oh, we didn't appreciate Kobe to his full extent. Now he's retiring. Now everybody's trying to go see him real quick,
selling out their games and stuff.
You know what I mean? And then like now the media is appreciating Kobe for what he's done for the game. I'm like, bro, he's been in the league for 20 years. Like, you know what I mean? So like, and then you had those LeBron people that won't give LeBron his credit. LeBron's 30 years old. He's pushing on 31 this year. You got to appreciate greatness while it's here. Steph Curry's, you better enjoy it. Like you got to enjoy it. But moving on from the NBA, going to the NFL, Jerry Jones is a very funny individual. I will say this. I will say like Jerry Jones, like I love Jerry Jones. Like you ever want to see a guy say something that just makes you laugh instantaneously? Like you know like when you go to a Kevin Hart comedy show, like you just die laughing right down the spot.
Oh, no, Cat Williams too.
Yeah, Cat Williams too. Cat Williams too. And Eddie Murphy. But like Jerry Jones is that guy that he's not even getting paid to be this funny. Like he's not it's not even like he's on stage to be this funny. Like I love Jerry Jones. I just can't get it. I love his son too. Like they're both just great. Like the apple doesn't fall from the tree. It's so true what they say. So when Jerry Jones was on, when Jerry Jones was on what's called an interview for on a radio show. This was his comments when he in regards being asked about Tony Romo. He got a little upset, a little defensive. He said, "This is not a damn debate, guys. This is not a debate we're having here. Do you know that I don't know if he's got 4 or 5 years left? You ask me my opinion, I can give you all the reasons why the back, or I can give you the clavicle, or I can give you any other type of injuries that there are. But you're asking me what I think, and I think we got outstanding quarterbacking ahead of us for the next 4 or 5 years. That's not a downer. Will we be looking to develop and get talent behind Romo? Absolutely." And then it's so funny when you look at this stat. In the past, since 1991, the Dallas Cowboys have only drafted 2 quarterbacks: Quincy Carter in the second round in 2001 and Stephen McGee in 2009.
Oh, I love Stephen McGee.
Like, you gotta look like the Dallas Cowboys just give you something. I feel like we talk about that Dallas so much. I've never seen every show that gets talked about so much, and they just give you things to keep saying. Like, you gotta love the Dallas Cowboys. Like, they're just great.
Yes,
like,
they got great quarterbacking.
Great quarterbacking for 4 or 5 years.
Oh my God!
Tony Romo's 35, going on 36 now.
My man,
and he's
got off an injury,
two collarbone injuries,
on another
and
injury.
Tony Romo has been injury prone. Normally he plays with his injuries. I give him credit for his toughness, but
man's injured again.
For Tony Romo has been notably injured. So Jerry Jones saying he has 4 or 5 years. A lot of people raised eyebrows to it. So
I did.
And that's his quarterback.
Right.
So what do y'all think about it? Colin, let me hear your take first.
4 or 5 years. My man's is tripping. Hold on. Tony Romo, he said he got the great quarterbacking for 4 or 5 more years.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if he noticed, but Tony Romo came back for 1 game and got injured the next. So I don't know about these 4 or 5 years. Maybe 1 or 2 or 3. Maybe not even 3. I'm not even gonna give him 3. I can't give it 3.
Oh man.
Just a couple more years. My man's is pushing 35. About to be
36.
36. Yeah, my man's gonna be the same age as Peyton Manning in 2 years. But this year. And great quarterbacking.
What happened to Peyton Manning?
Huh?
I said we see what happened to Peyton Manning.
Exactly. And it's just for him to be injured and to be getting older, I don't think he's going to be able to do it for 4 or 5 more years. Man, so he got great quarterbacking for 4 or 5 more years. I still can't get over this.
And Stephen Jones said they're not. Oh, I forgot to also note what Stephen Jones said. He said that they're not placing him on the injury reserve list because he has hope that they're still going to be competitive and that they can still make the playoffs.
What? Who said that?
Stephen Jones.
His son.
Yeah, Jerry Jones' son.
Does he not watch football?
He watches a different kind. He's watching a different kind.
Oh my. What's the Dallas
I mean,
Cowboys?
I get why he doesn't want to do it because if you think about it, last time that was the mistake they made because the last time they made that mistake of putting him on the injury reserve list and he couldn't play till November 20th. So I get what he's saying, but like the way he explained it, like we're not putting him on there because we're still competitive. And if the NFC East wasn't so bad, I would be like, Steven, you're like, get tested. Like I would say like, make him pee in the cover immediately. But it's like he's holding on to that glimmer of hope, and I can't blame him. So Rashad, let me.
There is a glimmer of hope. That's just so sad.
Let me hear sad part. How you feel.
Yeah, I don't know if you're ready for this. This is built up.
Built up.
When I got the alert that Jerry Jones said Romo has 4 to 5 more years as a starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, I said, oh no. I said, oh. The only reason I see why he has 4 to 5 more years is because our backup quarterbacks are straight putt. The worst backup quarterbacks you can have, and any backup quarterbacks there is, it's worse than the Cleveland Brown backups. That's how bad we are at backups. Stephen Jones.
So Johnny Manziel's worse than
Johnny Manziel. Wait, we see how when he plays.
But they're both backups.
Really. You see what happens when he plays.
Right, yeah.
They're both backups.
All right, go on. Go ahead.
Stephen Jones. Have you seen what happens when Tony Romo doesn't play? Have you seen how pitiful of a team we are? We went 0-7.
0-7.
And it took Romo to come back to barely beat the Dolphins. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't even like a blowout win like everybody thought it was going to be. We struggled with a team who just fired their coach. We're bad. There's no hope this season. No Tony Romo, no wins. That's how it is. Because our backups are the worst backups. He said our backups are a C or a D. I don't think so. We're F plus. I don't know if it goes to that. We're F plus. We're awful. Now, when I say F plus, I don't mean like right there to D minus. I'm talking about the worst of worst Fs. We're awful at backups. Jerry Jones believes Tony Romo's gonna be Brett Favre. When Brett Favre played at 40, he was all right. No, not Romo. Not Romo.
The crazy thing is, I just think like I just love the Dallas Cowboys. Like they just make me so happy. Like I know Redskins fans eat it up like when they just listen to Jerry Jones talk, especially this season. Like it's honestly hilarious.
They be waiting for that
because like I get it. Like 4 to 5 years. Like Tony Romo. I mean Tony Romo he's actually a really good quarterback. Like that's not all jokes aside. Like his career wise, he's thrown for 247 passing touchdowns, 117 interceptions. He has a passer rating of 97, completion percentage of 65, and like he has good career numbers. He just
keep getting hurt.
I just don't know what it is. Like, because even when Tony Romo's in the lineup, I don't know why he has a playoff record of 2-4. So it's like. 4 to 5 years, man. 4 to 5 years.
All right, so his playoff record is what it is. All right, all right, I'm gonna let you know. It all started. It all started with the muff placehold. Oh my God. That's where it all began. It all began with the muff. Yes. Yeah. We're about to win our first playoff game in a long time. We was hype. We was like, let's go. He muffs it. Have you noticed he ain't done it since? He ain't done it
learn
since.
from his mistakes.
Yeah.
That's where the woes began.
Man.
Started with there. Then when we had chances, we had good teams. Well, we had some really good teams in the playoffs. And it started with that Jason Garrett play calling.
Yeah.
And what we do, we get rid of him as the offensive coordinator, and we actually play all right. Our mistake was we made him the head coach. Made him in charge of everybody. Then
He's really feeling this right now.
You know, I'm telling you just why we're so bad. Like the stuff that we call plays that people do on Madden. That's what we do. we think we're in Madden. We think receivers can catch everything they can. So we throw the ball 3 consecutive downs on the 1 yard line. We're like, they can catch it. This is Madden. No, this is real life. You run the ball.
Like, I mean, y'all have a good rushing offense.
Too much
we didn't do it before then. A lot of these games we lose is because of stupid play calling.
Y'all didn't get this offensive line until like
it took no. You gotta think about the offensive line we had when we had like Mark Colombo and all of them on the line. When we had the biggest line.
Y'all had good running backs.
Yeah, we had great run. That line had to help him though, because look what happened when Marion Barber left, went to Chicago, trying to do backflips on his head, and now he had the league. So we see what happens to these players when they leave the Dallas Cowboys. We step into DeMarco Murray's career when he leaves the Dallas Cowboys.
The man is mad.
Like we had a strong line, strong weapons. Offensive coordinator was doo-doo, so we lose. So now we're like, oh, our offensive line is not good. Get rid of everybody. Now what? We have nobody. Tony Romo gets sacked. He gets hurt. We start losing. So then we're like, okay, we need offensive line again. Get the line, got the weapons, and now we just actually we had the game last season.
Y'all got the line, y'all get the weapons, and then y'all let go of the running back that ran led the league in rushing.
Well, I mean, because you gotta think about it.
Y'all let go of the running back.
Yeah.
But see, I understand. Like
if y'all would have honestly done a replay, if DeMarco Murray was there this season and he doesn't get hurt,
we're good.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think Tony Romo gets hurt.
I don't think he gets hurt either because we run the ball 100 times a game.
Exactly. So
he doesn't have time to throw the ball.
That's like Jerry Jones is like, oh, we can put any running back behind that line. And now we saw.
Technically, we can because we're ninth in the league. Well, we were first last year. Well, actually not first. We was. What were we last year? We had the number one rusher. I don't think
the Seahawks were
first.
Oh yeah, of course.
Seahawks are always first in rushing for some reason.
But I mean, yeah, you give the ball to DeMarco Murray 30 times and Romo don't get hurt. But now he was like, Darren McFadden can do it, and I honestly thought Darren McFadden can do it, which is he's actually doing it, just not as efficient as he should have. It's just it's a lot of stuff wrong with the Dallas Cowboys, and it starts with injuries. It starts there, but this hope that Jerry Jones and Steve Jones have, I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know if they had a dream that Tony Romo didn't get hurt, and they think he's playing this week. I just don't know.
I think they're still dreaming. I think they still dreaming.
So many things you can say about the Dallas Cowboys. Honestly, so many things. But
we're not making the playoffs.
We can't keep talking. We can't keep talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
We can't.
Only got so much time.
So we're going to a winning organization.
We're gonna go on to the North Carolina Tar Heels and their win over the Maryland Terrapins, the Terps. And, Maryland coming in was the second ranked team in the nation. And, UNC started out first, actually, before the season started. They ranked first. Then they lost to Northern Iowa, which was a very surprising loss to a lot of people, dropped them because Northern Iowa was not even a ranked team. So their loss there, dropped them to 9th. So they went against, and then they went against, but this game against the Terps was Marcus Page's debut game, who was the star guard for the Tar Heels. So it was a big game for them, ACC versus Big Ten, and ACC came out on top. So how do y'all think this win means for UNC and how it shows their prominence in college basketball and showing people a glimpse of what could be in the NCAA tournament? Rashad, we'll start with you. What do you think?
That game was a happy moment in my life. Let me tell you why.
See, you need one.
I need it. Marcus Page finally comes back and plays like he finished the season last year with great excellence, leadership. What makes me more happy is as a team, we shot 9 for 13 for 3-pointers. Yeah. We couldn't shoot a lick last year.
Yeah.
I don't know how Joel Berry he found it. Nate Britt's finding it. Marcus Page coming in, just killing.
Kennedy Meeks was balling too.
That's what I'm saying. Kennedy Meeks and Bryce Johnson, just incredible big man for us. Mm-hmm. 2 of the best big men in the nation right now. And it's crazy, like, because you look at them, you just watch them play, and you're like, they're that good. Yeah. Like, but they got overshadowed by Joel Okafor last year and Karl Anthony Towns and Willie Cauley-Stein and stuff like that. And I'm just like, these guys can actually play, and people are finally seeing that now, like how good our big men actually are. Like, honestly, a lot of our games we won were because of our big man. But when Marcus Page come back, like the way he's playing now, like it's not even like that injury affected him.
Yeah.
And it helps.
5 assists.
That's what I'm saying. It helps that it was on his offhand that he got hurt, because it doesn't mess his shot at all. It just messes the way he holds the ball and then changes that a little bit. but you're still flicking with his dominant hands. So, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, like seeing where we should have been. Like that loss to Northern Iowa it just hurts us.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm kind of glad we lost because holding number one puts a lot of pressure on the team. Being number one, going undefeated, it puts a lot of pressure on the team. And I feel like we don't have to really worry about that pressure because we lost early. It's just knowing that we just continue to work to get better, make the playoffs, make the tournament, do our thing. And if we keep shooting like we're doing, because nobody shot under 50% in this game. That's how crazy of a shooting we shot. Like Maryland did the same thing too. Melo Trimble went ham on us.
Turnovers were bad.
His turnovers were bad. He had that James Harden game with turnovers, but but he still played a great game other than turnovers.
Yeah.
So we looking good. We look like the number one team that we were coming into the season.
All right, Khaled, what you think?
I definitely think they looking great too. Marcus Page coming back. Just the team just looking just so crispy all together. Like them playing so well, shooting so well. They playing a great defense. I do think that they're gonna make a good run. I think this win definitely shifts the momentum for them. Well, pushes the momentum for them more so. And I definitely think they're gonna have a whole lot more motivation to go out there and play even harder than they did last night, or when they played their last game. And especially with Marcus Page and his leadership, they're definitely gonna make the tournament, and they're gonna play very well. It's gonna be an amazing sight to see.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like how you said amazing sight to see. Get ready, world. And then see if I get another national championship. Just get ready.
So
wait on it.
So I'm not about to give no. I mean, they played a great game against Maryland. Like
they both actually played the best game of their season.
So currently ranked right as the seeding sit right now, they haven't factored in the fact that Maryland lost yet.
Come in Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So Kentucky currently sits number one. Maryland currently number two, which most likely would drop. Michigan State is number 3. Kansas is number 4. Iowa State is number 5. Oklahoma is 6. 7 is Duke. 8 is Villanova. And 9 is North Carolina, who will most likely move up.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great game. I mean, when you watch it was just back and forth. You just saw what having Marcus Page on the court meant for the Tar Heels. Like you just saw like when it was crunch time, like when it came to the second half and you got under to about the 4-minute mark, both teams were just going back and forth. Melo Trimble hits a 3. Marcus Page comes back with a 3. Melo Trimble was like, no, I'm not going like that. Another 3. Marcus Page was like, you thought I was sweet. Another 3. And it was just going back and forth. And you're just like watching this game.
Those are great games
crazy.
To watch.
And you see how good the Tar Heels can be with Marcus Page.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that's why you're waiting for the big but at the end. The but is, do they deserve to be number 1 ahead of Kentucky with Tyler Ulis leading them? Because I mean, Kentucky's been playing great too now, and Kentucky hasn't lost. So now it goes.
I don't know about number 1.
Kentucky was healthy all season.
Kentucky has been healthy, but I mean, see, that's the thing. Can we hold that? Like that's the same thing with the Warriors debate. Like, can we hold it against the team for being healthy?
No, I'm saying, like, if you think about it, that loss we had to Northern Iowa, that honestly wouldn't happen if we had Marcus Page. Because even that, I mean, it took the whole game. I'm not gonna say that one play, but that bad turnover that we had, that basically sealed the deal for Northern Iowa.
Yeah,
that wouldn't have happened if Page was in the game, because Page makes a lot smarter decisions than I think it was Joel Berry that made it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. Kentucky's playing. I can't take nothing from them. But obviously, that's why we were number 1 and they were number 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why.
So it's interchangeable.
Yeah, it's basically it depends who's voting, because at the end of the day, it's whoever was making the decisions, who are doing the Las Vegas vote for chance to win a national championship, who made the AP poll, coaches poll. It's just all it's completely different for different people how they feel about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I honestly felt like we have returning veterans and stuff like that. That veteran experience helps out a lot for.
It does help,
of course. Yeah.
I mean, with guys like Bryce Johnson and stuff like that, like with the guys that have been on the team for a good while now, like you go into this next season, and then Nate, you got a backup guard and Nate Britt and everything like that. That helps, when you're coming into like a tournament play, like a big situation, especially when your bench comes in and
they're used to it.
Yeah, because a lot of guys have been regulated to the bench because Marcus Page came back. You know what I mean? So you look at it and you're just like, well, hey, like. And these guys know what Marcus Page means to their team. Like, nobody's complaining about the fact they've been essentially
willing to sacrifice that spot.
Yeah, because they know what Marcus Page means to that team. They know they're better for it when Marcus Page is starting and making plays for that team than without Marcus Page. But we're gonna go on to make our predictions for this weekend as far as the NFL and then the NBA games go tonight. So starting off, what do y'all think about the Lions and the Packers? Who you guys got winning that?
I got the Lions. Actually, the Lions has been playing excellent for the past.
I want to say the Lions too, because the Packers looking sketchy.
It's not even the Packers looking sketchy. It's how what the Lions are playing.
Yeah, they are playing.
Like they found their spot. Like they're clicking. They're just playing spoiler now for everybody.
The game is home or away. I can't tell if it's at Green Bay. Oh, it's in Detroit. So yeah, I can see why y'all.
Oh yeah.
All right. Cardinals Rams.
Cardinals.
Yeah, y'all got Cardinals.
Actually, no. That's a tricky game because that's who handed the Cardinals the loss.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
true.
The Rams always step up in division games.
They do.
You just don't never know.
That's true.
You never know.
It comes down to the Rams quarterback play.
When they're playing in St. Louis.
Yeah.
It comes down to the Rams quarterback play. I'm picking the Cardinals.
I'm
saying the Cardinals will win this game, but if the quarterback can give Todd Gurley some relief, then the Rams have a really good shot at winning this game.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you're saying
I'm
Cardinals?
saying Cardinals.
Cardinals, yeah.
Okay. Seahawks and Vikings.
I give it to the Vikings.
I don't know if I'm saying Seahawks because if Russell Wilson comes out like he did this last game,
but he was
playing
a bad Pittsburgh secondary.
Defense, yeah.
And Big Ben left in the fourth quarter.
But I mean, you still can't take away from what he did on.
No, I'm not taking away from what he did. I'm just saying he played a bad secondary.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you.
The Vikings has a better secondary.
I'm trying to help you before you make your decision. Because the Seahawks defense hasn't been the Seahawks.
It hasn't been the Seahawks. Adrian Peterson been the Adrian Peterson of a long time ago. You know?
Yeah.
So he's been.
So I'm trying to let you. You gotta make your pick quick.
Let's go. What's the name? We're going Seahawks.
Okay. Texans and Bills.
We got the Texans.
I'm putting the Texans too.
Brian Hoyer, man. DeAndre Hopkins.
Jaguars and Titans.
Jags again.
I give it to the Titans.
So you picked that last time. What happened with your decision?
But they was playing in Jacksonville.
Doesn't matter where they played. Wrong.
Panthers and Saints.
Panthers.
Eagles, Patriots.
Patriots. Was that? Nah, Patriots.
Rob Gronkowski might not play.
But they got Tom Brady.
Well, we saw it happen though. No, it's stupid to pick the Eagles. I want Patriots.
I was trying to bait you. I was really trying to bait you.
I got Tom Brady.
I was really trying to bait him too. I was like, they don't got Rob Gronkowski. The Eagles don't got nothing. I don't know what the Eagles even do anymore. The Eagles just show up. The Eagles got like a check mark for attendance. They're always at the game. Like, okay, Steelers and Colts.
Pittsburgh.
Matt Hasselbeck for 5-0.
Okay,
I think you can do it.
Yeah, it's a big game because if the Steelers,
it's the
Colts can keep their hold of the division, but the Steelers lose. They're essentially
out of the wild card.
I don't know if y'all out of the wild card. It depends on whoever wins out and the other competing teams for the wild card.
In order for y'all to be on the wild card, y'all need to lose. If y'all lose the next two, then y'all is over.
All right, so Redskins and Cowboys.
Redskins.
Cowboys. I'm going to the game, man. I got it.
Right.
I'm not going to see them lose.
All right. NBA Thunder and Heat. That's tonight. Who y'all got winning that game?
Thunder.
Oklahoma City.
Nuggets and Raptors.
The Raptors. It's a good team.
Yeah,
man.
Raptors.
It's a good regular season team right there.
Spurs and Grizzlies.
Good regular season team. Spurs.
Yeah, Spurs. That's a good game right there.
It is.
Pacers and Trailblazers.
Pacers.
Trailblazers, CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard, man.
They don't sleep on the Pacers.
Some boys. Don't sleep on them.
Yeah.
That's true.
But ball in backcourt right now.
What you think about that game, Brendan?
Pacers and
Trailblazers. What you think?
I think the Pacers are gonna win.
You think the Pacers are gonna be? I mean,
I think
that backcourt.
Nobody's checking Paul George right now for he's the best two-way player that him and Kawhi Leonard essentially right now they're playing like the best two-way players.
I don't think Kawhi Leonard score like Paul George though.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be he's not in the offense that essentially makes him have to score like that. But that's gonna wrap it up for today, y'all. Is KBR Sports, the best sports talk show of your 24-hour day. WODU Studios, the best in college radio. Remember that we check us out every Tuesday and Thursday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at KBR Sports, where you can see past shows and past segments, and also follow our Twitter page at KBR_sports, where you can see the topics for the day and also see the links for each show, so you can always tune in. Make sure you know where to tune in and how to tune in.
Can I say before we get off? If anybody knows my love for when I play 2K to play with the Wizards, how I gotta have press conference in the game. You gotta know how exciting it was to see Chris Humphries play. You just gotta know. You gotta know. I was so excited because I will drop 40 with Chris Humphries on you on 2K. Just know it. Just know it. I was so excited. Seeing him out there.
The worst part was like
he hit a 3. It's over now. When I play 2K, I'm jacking. That's
the worst part. Like they egged him on. It was terrible. It was terrible.
Stop.
Like Chris Humphrey's gonna have like a 67 3-point rating. This man's gonna be pulling all threes.
You think he was step out there?
All right, y'all. Y'all have a great day. Terrible.
Chris.